Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to another video, and we're going to be making some sinkers for fishing, so fishing sinkers. I've got everything I need here. I'm going to go through what I've got, but first we're just going to start with lighting the fire that we need to melt the lead. I am not using gas today because we've got wood here that we can use. Really, you don't really need to use gas. It's a quick way of doing it, but I'm just going to use a fire today. So I'm going to light the fire with a lighter. Got that thing going. Just wait for it to die down a bit. Got some coals there. I'm going to keep building it up just to make them coals a bit thicker. And then we'll hop into what we're using and stuff. Okay, so the fire's nice and roaring now. I'm going to go through what we're going to be using today. Today, I'm going to be using just a sinker mould, an actual mould for sinkers. These are quite dear, these sinker moulds. So what you do, there's two sides to it. You put one side like that, and you hold it up. You got to get a clamp. I've got to go get a clamp. And you clamp them together, and then you pour the hot lead in the gap there, and then demold it. You just open her up, and the lead should just pop out, and then you just file it back. Now these rods, when they're clamped together, they sit like that, and it has a nice little hole there that you put your line through, and it should have a hole through there. Now what else we got? We got some lead sheets here, or just little lead pieces. I've already melted some of it, but I didn't have enough to put in the mould, so I just let it dry, poured it out on the ground, but still here. Got some. Now this is fire. This is some stuff off old roofing that some people gave us. It's just around the chimneys and stuff. This stuff, olden days, they used to put around there, and we got some of that. We're gonna melt down. And now it does have paint on it, as you can see there, the different colouring. That stuff's paint. So what we want with the paint, when we melt it, it's gonna rise to the surface. You'll see in a minute, and we'll scoop it away with spoons, so we don't use that. And I need to put a mask on so we don't breathe in these lead toxins, because it is very deadly, this stuff. We got not much here. This should melt down really nicely to put in that thing. Okay, so that's the mould and the lead we're using. Okay, so what we got over here, my pa made this for me. This little tin here. So what you do, this was actually to pour the lead, like pour it in there and then pour it into your mould, but it's too thin. So what I do with the spoons, I can scoop the bad stuff out of lead when it's melted and put it into here for the waste. Got spoons there. If you don't have a mould, what you definitely can use is spoons. Is just fill the spoon up with lead, like just fill it up and then put it in water real quick, or let it cool. But it should be very careful when you put it in water, because it bubbles and spits lead everywhere. But if you do that real quick, it should cool it down. Then tip the spoon out and just drill a hole, and I'll show you. I'll just use an example when I get the lead on to show you if you don't have a mould, and that's a very good way to make sinkers as well. Got this thing here to stir the lead. Once it's like half melted, I can stir it in, and yeah, that's just my little stirring thing. Alright, so what I got here is just an old pan. Don't go into your mum's kitchen and get her pan and use that, otherwise she'll kill you, so don't do that. And I got this little wire rack that I can put over the coals so that it doesn't bugger me pan as much. Okay, so we just got that pan on here, and she's just starting to get hot now, so we're going to chuck some lead. Once it starts going to a liquid, that's when you know the pan's definitely hot enough. I don't know the boiling points in that. You just give it a go, chuck a pan on, get it as hot as you can get it, and go from there. Nice little piece there, chuck him on there. Wait for him to get hot. Okay, so I got this mask on at the moment because the lead's just started melting and the toxins out of it can actually really hurt your lungs and that. So I'm wearing this just to protect myself. Make sure if you're doing this, protect yourself, wear a mask, some sort of facial protection, because it's not good for your lungs. As you can see there, that lead is well and truly started to melt. And if you can see here, it just starts to come apart. And that was that hard chunk and it's just liquid. As you can see there. Look at that. Just liquid. It's weird purple colour, blue. Oh. Look at that. That's very nice and hot, and we'll chuck a heap more lead here just to get that big boil on there. I've also got this rag here just so I don't burn my hand when I grab the handle of it. And I got myself a G-clamp here so I can clamp that up so it's nice and firm there. As you can see, all that stuff on top, that's the stuff I was talking about at the start. We're going to scrape off with the spoons. So it's just that silver, beautiful colour there. And that stuff that come away from the bottom and it separates from the lead there. That's all you have to do, just scrape it like that. And it pretty much gets all that dirt out of it. Right there, see all that stuff there? Gotta get all that stuff. Oh geez, that's hot. It's got that beautiful rainbow colour on it. Look at that. Wow. See that stuff there? Just chuck it in this container like I was talking about. So we're going to go for our first mould, see how it goes. I haven't done one in a while, so it might be a bit crappy. I actually think that was terrible. I don't even think it went in properly. It was alright, as you can see there. It's right around. These two at the back probably no good, but these two front ones are actual good. I thought that was terrible, but it went alright. Just closed up at the end a bit. But what you do, I didn't have any CRC, so that's gonna be just ply job or something like that. Oh, here we go. Just twist him there, and that excess stuff you just pull it off. It just comes off and chuck it back in the pan and redo it. But that's good for the first one, for starters, so it's a good start. See, as you can see there, you could still use it, but I'll just put it in and try and make the best sinkers I can. Put it back in there. Alright, got that one. All you have to do is just get a file and clean them bits of edges off, and that's fine. That's a beautiful little river sinker. Not so much to see because it's a bit light. If you're in backwater, maybe in a bay or something like that, that'll be alright, but still, a sinker's a sinker. So that lead's ready to pour again, and we'll do another mould, see how that goes. I don't know how that one went. It went all over the place, but it's good to fill it right up and get that really quick for it sets hard. You really should have like an actual funnel thing to funnel it in there properly, but if you just got this stuff and you're limited with your gear, just do this and this is fine. Now I'm going to show you the way, if you don't have a mould, how to make a sinker. First off, you got a spoon And what you do, you just scoop up your lead, your good lead, what you want, like this. You get a good spoonful like that, and just sit it there and wait for him to dry. Should take, if you got a bucket of water, just get a bucket of water and dip it straight in there. It should set straight away, but it's pretty liquidy there. Alright, so kind of something like this. He's got it there. What you do with that is you just drill a hole, say right here, just there, and if you drill a hole straight through, you can just tie your knot, and that's just a little sinker. It's still going to weigh your bait down, and you're going to get your rig down on the bottom of the river. And then if you don't have a mould, that's what you do. That's a terrible example, but it's something like that. You'll get the hang of it if you do it. So we'll demold this mould I just did. It's cooled down right now, so we'll demold it. Okay, got our thing out here. Let's get these chunks of lead off the side. Here we go. See what happened. The two middle ones pretty much, the either side ones. This one here is no good, and this one here is no good. But them two middle ones look pretty nice. And just pop that out like that. That's so satisfying. And you just give this little thing a spin. Okay, this one's pretty good. All you have to do is just get the file and file them edges off, and that's pretty good. That one's a nice one. I'll put that over here with the other ones. We eventually got that one here off, and I'll do a bit of filing on that one too. And then that one could go back in here. Okay, so you kind of get the idea of it. It's just basically melting lead, putting in your mould, and you got some sinkers. So what I'm going to do is going to make a heap more, and then we're going to go and file them all, and I'll show you the end product. So then we got a nice amount here. I didn't do very many. What we're going to do now is just see them rough bits there. We're just going to get them off with the file. So I'll get down and doing that. Yeah, so if you have the right gear, they're a very easy thing to make. They come out really, really good in the end. These will be perfect for in the Murray River, in the Edwards River, any river really, with a running sinker rig and a paternoster rig. These will be the go. I've put a wire through them and cleaned out all the lead inside of them, just that might cut your line and fray your line a bit, so that they're superb and ready to go on the line. Got the file onto them, got all them little spiky bits off the sides, and they've come out beautiful, so I'm really happy with that. These are a really fun thing to create. I really enjoyed making these tonight. It wasn't many, and these are a really nice size for light gear. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you learnt some things of how to make some fishing sinkers. So once again, hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe. Subscribe, help me out. Thanks for the 150 subscribers. You've got me there, and you guys are the ones that helped me get there. So thanks for that as well. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Comment down below if you're wondering any things, what sinker bolts to buy. I would prefer using these diamond ones, because the bowl sinkers tend to roll a bit in the current. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.